Every night was a different night for different parties, and he ordered food and wine for all that were in the hall. The money was still flowing, but not as fast as it was leaving. But alas, parties end, coins run dry, and friends disappear faster than Gary in hot water. His once smooth skin blistered, his beard turned scraggly, his eyes became hollow from starvation. It was on a bright morning. Christ has ascended to a hill. People gathered around Jesus. The children were laughing, women laying palm fronts on the ground as mat, men adjusting their turbans, getting ready to listen to the next parable from the Master. Even the Pharisees, teachers of the law, were gathered grumbling about how Jesus was always sitting and dinning with sinners.
Can you believe this man that calls himself holy? He doesn't even understand what it means to be holy. He is always sitting with all these sinners.
I even saw him eating with 2 Pharisees yesterday. And in this scroll right here, the Word of God says, "Thou shalt not have anything in common with sinners," and yet he does, despite calling himself God.
Can you imagine such blasphemy?
But Jesus smiles, picks up a coin, and flips it, and continued to tell them more parables. Now listen, my friends, I know some of you did not understand the parable of the lost coin, but let me tell you another parable, a story about a man who loved his 2 sons more than anything. Yes, you heard me. Not money, not sin, not even politics. Even though he liked music, his 2 sons were everything to him. Now that's where things get interesting. The 2 sons grew up on a very large farm, where they are being looked after by their father, and they loved themselves as brothers. The older son was so hard-working that all he wanted was the success and growth of the family business. He could supervise a beehive into making butter. The younger? Well, let's just say his hands were allergic to work. Let me tell you what happened. Time went by. The brother grew into average men, and each became responsible for themselves. Since their father was old, he usually listens to one of his servants play the harp for him. She will play him beautiful song, and he will take time to appreciate all that God has given him. His eldest son, Elkanah, will always come around before setting out for the day, away to say good morning and good evening, often before receding to his room for the night. But Zed never cares. He just eats, drinks, and sleeps. Well, that's what everyone thought. As for Elkanah, he will say hello to Papa every day before going out to work.
Good morning, Papa. Listening to music as usual?
Yes, my son. Good morning. So Elkanah began to walk round the farm to see the ongoing activities. He soon came to where the sheep were being sheared.
Be gentle with that sheep. It's a pregnant mom. I guess we should expect twins from this one.
That is true, my lord. I will be gentle.
Elkanah is a kind-hearted man. He ensures everything is done properly. Include the cooking of food, tasting each pot of soup prepared for family and guests. So Elkanah walks into the kitchen, where food for everyone, including servants, has been prepared, and tasted a soup.
This pot of soup needs more salt and garlic. Make sure it is added.
I will do just that, my lord. Do you want me to do anything else?
No, chef. That will be all, thanks.
Well, Elkanah wasn't just there to taste soups. He was there to communicate with his wife-to-be. Their wedding is just 2 moons from today. Elkanah looked at a chef in the kitchen and they smiled. He was happy to see her. All the servants loved him because he cares about them. Give them food for their family every time they ask. Elkanah saw Zed from afar, sitting under a tree, looking at the servants from afar as he sips a drink brought to him by another servant. This made him angry, because that is what he does all day. Elkanah went straight to their father and reported him.
Papa, Zed is doing nothing again. He just turned his breakfast spoon into a sleeping aid. And yet you loved him more daily. How could he be so lazy?
Come on, El. He is your brother, and I love you both. As for Zed, he will come around someday. Their father loved them both, and yes, Zed was a little lazy. He would not attend any activities in the house. He had nothing to worry about and will not lend a helping hand. He will not even supervise the ongoing jobs and projects because Elkanah was always ensuring things are perfect. He grew tired of sitting around in the house. He wants to see more of what everyone else is doing in another city. He was tired of the smell of their home, the taste of the food, as well as seeing the faces of his family members. So, on a hot afternoon, while Elkanah was in the fields, Zed walked up to him and demanded to speak with him privately.
Good afternoon, El. How are you doing today?
What's up, Zed? As you can see, it's time for harvest, and I know you are not here to help. So, what is going on?
Yeah, I see. It's a good time. I just need to speak with you for a moment.
So, they went close to a barn, and Zed revealed what he wanted to do.
Elkanah, I have seen the world in my dreams. I want to ask our father to give me my share of the inheritance. Now.
Are you sure you are not drunk with wine? Because that's what you do all day, drinking.
No, I am serious. I will be going to request from Papa now, and I will be leaving immediately.
Why do you want to do this to our father? This will break his heart and probably make him ill.
I need to do this. I don't have a life here. You are always supervising every of the activities. You even have a girl you will be marrying very soon. But me? Nothing. I just sit around and eat food every day. I no longer have fun staying around here. I want new friends, a new life, and a bit of space for myself.
El, but no one asked you not to do anything. You never request to do anything before. Even though you are a bit lazy, we still love you. We just want you to come around and help. Even if it is by accounting for money spent on food and on the farm, we would appreciate it. But all you do is tease the female servant and shout at the hard-working servant any time you feel like. And still, Father has loved you all through this time. Why do you want him to share his property now? Do you wish him dead?
I don't want him dead. I also care about Papa. I only want my share of the inheritance, and I have made up my mind. And I am going to Papa now to ask him for my inheritance.
Zed wasted no time walking down to the house to speak with Papa Josiah, who was enjoying music in the living room. Without any courtesy, Zed asked his father,
I want my own share of inheritance. Papa and I want it now.
Wait, are you planning to kill me, or you just to raise my blood pressure?
No, I just want freedom. New friends, glory, goat meat, big city life.
Papa, don't even think of giving it to him.
Papa sighs deeply. If he must go, he must go. And so the father divided the inheritance, and Zedekiah, our dreamer, galloped into the wild with bags of silver, a heart full of mischief, and not a single clue. Not long after he had departed from his family, Zedekiah arrives in Sepphoris, a bustling Roman-style city north of Nazareth, glowing with opulence and decadence. People dancing on the streets as it was a carnival period, drummers were playing different strange music, gamblers were gambling in different pits, with spicy food being served all over the city. He checked into an upscale inn, the Golden Grape, He wasted no time approaching the receptionist to request for the most beautiful room.
How much does the most beautiful room cost for a night?
He was immediately noticed to be a total stranger, and he was requested to pay double for the best room. With a strange smile, she answered,
2 pieces of silver.
Okay, I will be staying for 2 months. Can I pay at once? Also, I need fresh grape wine in my room every morning.
Quickly but doubtfully, the receptionist answered, Yes, sure. Zed immediately counted 60 silver pieces and gave them to the receptionist.
Can I show you to your room now?
Zed nods his head, and straight away he was shown to the room. Zed loved the fragrance used in the room and the setting of the bed, and shortly he wanted to see the town and get food to eat. Straight away, he went back to the receptionist and asked of the best place he can eat, and she gave him a short direction to the restaurant. As soon as he entered, he shouted, Drinks for everyone! Let the turkey wings fly! 2 strangers made jest of him as he yelled, Drinks on me.
This guy's got more coins than the temple chest.
And less sense than a pigeon in a thunderstorm. Let's help him spend the money.
Every night was a different night for different parties, and he ordered food and wine for all that were in the hall. Everyone will hail him and call him Alay, Odogwu, chairman. At first, he will order for full turkey, the largest on the menu, and his friends will join him to eat. Nights after nights, he will eat all assorted types of meat. Grilled pork was not exempted from the menu. He replaced his simple robe with fine linen imported from Alexandria. He bought sandals with silver buckles. He walked like someone important, chest puffed, gold ring on his finger. He bought clothes and accessories that he doesn't need just to flaunt his riches. The merchants were always ready to double their prices, as he would not ask for the prices. Word spread quickly. A young foreigner was throwing coins like flower petals from an hotel balcony. Zed's wasteful spending did not end on lavish living. He began gambling with the Romans. They would trick him, and he would lose repeatedly, just to return the next morning to start over the losing streak. The festival of Dionysus began. Zed wasted no time to travel down to the city. He rented a villa for the week and filled it with women, musicians, and exotic dancers from Tyre. One woman, Salome, with red silk and clever lies, became his obsession. She always whispered to whenever they were together, telling him he deserved to be a king. He took her to a very luxurious fashion store and bought her a gold bracelet. Salome was filled with laughter before she requested him to buy her a perfume. Zed wasted no time riding in his cart to another beauty store, where he got her a very expensive perfume and even paid off her debts. Jewelry, perfumes, gifts for Salome were scattered all over, and Salome knew Zed was. The money was still flowing, but not as fast as it was leaving. Zed convinced himself he could start a business, maybe a merchant trade in spices. He discussed all of this with Salome. Salome introduced him to a fellow con artist, and they connived together to run away with all the money Zed wants to use for the business. Salome introduced the con man to Zed, and he loaned 100 pieces of silver to a man who promised profit from a camel trade route. They agreed that he will deliver profits at the end of every week. Zed waited for the man at the end of the week, but he never came. At first, he never believed the man had vanished until he waited for another week. He drank more, slept less. Salome disappeared that same week, and Zed was left devastated. With barely 80 pieces of silver left, his friends began to drift. He moved to a cheaper inn, wore his old robe, started bargaining instead of buying. He tried singing at a tavern to earn tips. He wasn't good. He sold his cart and the horse for less than half of the price he bought it. Then his ring, He could not bring himself to the realization that he had been a wasteful spender until he could not get back the value at which he bought all the expensive things he had bought. He took odd jobs, washing stables, cleaning vomit after tavern brawls. He even carried chamber pots. He was mocked. One night, he saw a familiar face from afar off. It was Salome. He approached Salome on the street. She pretended not to know him.
Good evening, Salome.
Do I know you? Have we met before?
It's me, Zed, your friend. We used to eat together at the bar.
Salome shouted at him.
That was when you used to have money, but now you are homeless. Please go away from me, or else I will tell everyone you are a thief.
Embarrassed, Zed left in shame and tears. Hungry and alone, Zed slept near a trash heap behind a baker's shop. He was robbed that night of the last 12 silver pieces he had. Back at home, Elkanah was getting married to the beautiful chef he had known for a while. The entire family, including chefs, gathered to celebrate the wedding. Papa Josiah had ensured everyone was happy, and at the end he blessed the newly wedded couple. Elkanah was happy, but Papa Josiah was deeply troubled that Zed was not around for the wedding. He walked back to his large room and thought about Zed and wondered what could have happened to Zed. "Where are you, my son? I hope you are safe. I hope to see you soon again." Everyone had enough. But as for Zed, months went by he was no longer able to order for, and began ordering a smaller chicken for himself and white rice for his usual gathered friends. But alas, parties end, coins run dry, and friends disappear faster than Gary in hot water. He could no longer afford food for himself, and no one cared about him any longer. Time went by. He had only 2 pieces of silver left, and he could not afford to pay for his hotel accommodation any longer. The receptionist, angry, asked him to leave the apartment. Zed went to his friend's house, and they told him he was no longer welcome at their house since he had no money again. Zed fled the city and wandered into the countryside, offering to work for anyone just to feed himself. A Gentile farmer agreed to let him feed pigs, an unclean, humiliating job for a Jew. He lived among them, slept beside them, ate their leftover husks. No one gave him anything better. His once smooth skin blistered, his beard turned scraggly, his eyes became hollow from starvation. He wept often. Some nights he prayed. Other nights he cursed the stars. Drought hits. Zed is broke. No more food, friends, or fancy fashion. No more Salome, whom he had once given everything.
I once had roasted lamb in gold plates. I once had servants give drinks to my table. Now I'm eyeing pig feed like it's jollof rice. Even my father's servants eat better than this. What am I doing here smelling like a pig poop? I should go back to my father and ask for forgiveness. I'll say, Father, I've sinned. I'm no longer worthy. Make me a servant. Those that even sounds humble enough.
He walks barefoot, looking like a rejected scarecrow. Along the way, flashbacks of home. Papa dancing, Elkanah scolding, fresh yam porridge. As he approaches the house, Papa Josiah was sitting outside. Suddenly he looks up, with his eyes opened wide. "Is that Zeddy?" It was like a dam burst inside him. His eyes widened, flooding with tears that blurred the dusty horizon. His breath hitched, his lips trembled, and a gasp escaped, half sob, half laughter. "My son. My son." The staff slipped from his hand and clattered to the ground. He didn't walk, he ran. Robes flapping, sandals slapping the dirt. He charged forward with arms outstretched as though to scoop the boy up from a distance. His chest ached, but he didn't care. Dust swirled in his wake. When they collided, the father's arms wrapped so tightly around his son, it was as though he feared the boy might vanish if he loosened his grip. He buried his face in the young man's neck, breathing him in, filth, sweat, and all, and sobbed openly, unashamed. "You're home! You're home!" His words were broken by tears, his hands shaking as they cupped the boy's face, tracing the hollowed cheeks and the lines of hunger. "My son is back. Dirty? Yes. Smelly? Absolutely. But yes, Zeddy is back home. Did you hurt yourself? You look sick. Someone get him some medicine. Thank goodness you are back home." The younger son's lips quivered, eyes glistening, unable to meet his father's gaze for long.
Papa, I am so sorry. I thought I wanted to see the world and enjoy it. But I was wrong. I have squandered all that you gave me and lost my place as a son. Please let me become one of your servants so I can start earning money, probably pay back all that I took from you.
Don't be a naughty boy, my son. This is your father's house, and you will forever be a son, not a servant. No matter what you think had happened, no matter how wrong you think you are, I forgive you. All that matters is that you are back home, back to your family. Come now, my son. Someone bring the finest robe, kill the fattest cow, find that trumpet player who plays off key. We party tonight. Zed is cleaned up, perfumed, robed. Dancing begins, drums roll. Zedekiah with teary eye.
After all I did, after I broke your heart and made you cry, you still welcome me. How could you love me this much? I know I don't deserve this, and yet you loved me. You even asked them to begin a celebration for my return. I am sorry, Papa, for betraying your love.
My son, love is not earned. It is given. Now eat. Elkanah returns from work, sweaty, hears music.
What in goodness sake is going on here?
Your brother is back. We're celebrating.
Who exactly?
Zed, your brother.
From the doorway, the older brother watched in surprise and anger what was happening. At first, his brows furrowed, his jaw tightening as his father sprinted away like a man possessed. Then he saw who it was. His breath caught, but it wasn't joy. It was something sharper. His eyes narrowed, his mouth pressed into a hard line, arms folding tightly across his chest. His gaze swept over the ragged figure in his father's arms, then over the wild joy on his father's face. The father, oblivious to the storm brewing in his eldest, pulled back just enough to shout toward the servants, voice trembling with both command and euphoria. "Quick! Bring the best robe, a ring for his finger, sandals for his feet. Kill the fattened calf. Tonight we celebrate. My son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now is found."
Father!
His voice cracked like a whip across the courtyard, sharp enough to still the laughter around the feast. He stepped forward, fists clenched, eyes burning, not just with rage, but with the sting of years spent unnoticed.
All these years I have slaved for you. I never disobeyed you, not once. I've carried this house on my back, sunrise to moonlight, never breaking rank, never breaking your word. And for me, not even a skinny goat to split with my friends. His eyes flashed toward the music, then back. But this son of yours, the words splinter, wastes your name, sells your honor in the streets, and you butcher the fattened calf?
Do you know how many nights I worked these fields till my hands bled? How many mornings I woke before the sun, thinking I was your pride, your joy? His voice dropped to a low, trembling growl. And now, I stand here like a stranger watching my own father dance for the one who abandoned us. Father drew closer to him and said, "My son, listen to me. You have been with me in every morning and every night. Your footprints are in every field, your sweat on every doorpost. All that is mine is already yours. You have lacked nothing. Not my trust, not my roof, not my name. Why does it feel like I am invisible? Why do I watch you run for him, and you have never run for me? Because I never had to run to find you. I only had to turn, and there you were. Son, I didn't sprint past you today. I sprinted and found your brother breathing. He was dead to himself, dead to us. And now he stands, alive. He swallows. Let me celebrate the resurrection I begged God for. His father held him close and said, I saw every lamp you kept burning. I counted every harvest you brought in. I have not loved you less for loving him now. This feast doesn't shrink your place. It proves my heart has room for both my sons. Come, not the servant earning favor, but as my heir who already has it. Help me put a cloth and a ring on your brother's finger, not because he deserves it, but because love is who we are. Then he pulled his younger brother close and wept. I guess I did miss you, little brother. So you see, God is like Papa Josiah, full of joy, love, and open arms. You might run far, get dirty, even feed pigs. But when you turn back, he runs faster than shame ever could. It is all forgiving and all merciful. You may have drifted too far, but God's love can draw you close today, only if you are willing to draw close. If you are feeling lost, call on God and draw closer to him in prayers and studying of his words. I hope you return today. Click and subscribe to our channel, and give a like if you to support this channel. Thank you for watching. See you soon again.